patience, y'all. If you can hear me, give me a little snap, snap. Oh, you know what I should do? I'm going to flip this around. Holy, yeah. Then I can actually see y'all. Let's sacrifice a little bit of the quality. That's okay. What's up, Jay? If you can hear me talking, give me some love bubbles. La, 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 la. There we go. Okay, we are live. Thank you for your patience. I need one more thing and I will be ready to rock and roll. Everybody get cozy, settle in. Well, you know what I should do? Let's go. Where's my favorite? Oh, yeah. That's the one. Okay, enjoy that for a second. I need to grab some fire. So, for anybody that's new to the short stop here, the official nickname, you're in for a doozy. We're going to do a ceremony today. Part of that is preparing the room and the space. So if you guys feel called, please feel free to dress it up with some fire, some incense. Maybe you've got some essential oils. That's cool too. Let's make sure you can hear me over here. So what a week I had this morning. I think the first time I ever heard that, it was my good friend Jeremy Grusteiner who said something similar. And isn't it true? I know that I've been hearing this from a lot of other friends, family, colleagues, that it seems like a very wild time where there's a lot of chaos, a lot of energy. And the best way for me traditionally is to dispel that through music, movement, music, taking a look at the story in my head about it all. And today I wanted to bring that to you guys just in case there was anybody else out there, because typically when it happens one, it happens many. So our goal here today is to, we're going to open with the 4 directions prayer. Now if you guys can hear me, that's great. Give me some love bubbles. The 4 directions opens things up with new beginnings in the east, fire to the south, the past and closure in the west, and our wisdom, our elders to the north. And I'll go through that more thoroughly when we get there, just to outline what we're in for here today. I even have a semi-set flow, just in case. So we're going to open with the prayer. At that time, what I'd like from everybody here is just sit and just listen to the drone pad that's coming through right now. And wherever you are, reflect on what cords need to be cut in your life, whether that's a job, a relationship, friends that no longer serve the same higher purpose as you. It's typically what happens when we start to elevate ourselves. People do one of two things. And if you've been through any of my coaching, this will sound redundant, but once you start elevating, people will notice that. And when they notice that, they'll do one of two things. They'll grab onto your coattails. And they'll do that for one of two reasons: to either pull you back down to keep them playing small, or to keep playing small with you on their level, or they're going to try to catch a ride. Either of which, well, jury's out on that if that's a good thing for you. So things to consider here in opening prayer with a beautiful little moon swell that we've got going here. We'll have an improv night and that's how I like to do things around here, as many of you know. We got some hand pan just in case I'm feeling the vibe. So after we get into today, after the prayer, we're going to get into a bit of a story time. Undecided if I'm going to share a story, if I'm going to read from the Tao. It's a beautiful thing with improv. We'll see when we get there. Then we're going to move into a short guided breath practice for you to help clear. And then after we clear, we're going to go through, I've got some journal prompts for us to sit and reflect in sonic meditation. This is where we'll close down. And really, you know, if you've got to get up and like move, that's cool. There's a lot of energy that's stored. Sometimes that's really helpful. So do whatever you're feeling called to do today. And that's the underlying disclaimer here today. If there's anything that feels weird or rushed or misaligned for you, please stop. Keep yourself safe when we're doing breath work, just in case I forget to mention it when we get there. Make sure you're in a safe space, laying down, not driving, not in water, okay? You gotta say these things. People do it, okay? Just in the event that you do, heaven forbid, lose consciousness when you're breathing. Sometimes dizziness can happen. So just keep yourself safe, folks, okay? And then we'll close things down. I've got some exciting news with my own practice where this will be more of a regular thing, and there will be ways that I'm going to save the invitation to the end so that if this does feel like a good practice for you to help get you to that next level, this can be the in for meditation or for mindfulness, or to be still, to slow down, to cut ties, to love oneself. This can be the thing. So if it is, I've got some options for you. So stick around to the end. I'll let you know what's all up, and then feel free, if you can't stick around to the end, just hit me up in the DMs. So without further ado, let's jump into a opening prayer. To the east, where the sun rises and the new breath begins, we call in clarity, the ability to see clearly what serves and what does not. To the south, where the fire lives, we call in courage, we call in bravery, the ability to stand in our truth even when it's hard. And at my back, to the west, where the sun sets and things end, we call in release, the grace to let go with love, not fear. And to the north, where the elders walk and wisdom lives, we call in integrity, the path of those who choose alignment over approval. And up above to the sky, who reminds us that we are more than this moment, to the earth down below, who reminds us we are held through all of it, and to the center, the place of stillness within. We open this circle to truth, to realignment, and to the high road here tonight. And as the drone carries us through, I'd like you to take a moment to set an intention here today. And if you know me, you know to bring a magic wand, also known as a pen, and a piece of paper, or a journal, or a pad. And I would invite you to write that word down. Or if it's more than a word, maybe it's a phrase, you can go ahead and do that now. It's going to be powerful today, guys. We're going to be talking about letting go, something we all do Oh, we know that it's hard and it sucks. It's hard if you do it, it's hard if you don't. It's stuck, right? So let's talk about a story. I'm feeling called to do the storytelling thing here today. I wrote this one down because I can't remember it word for word yet. We'll get there, okay? So I want you to sit back and think about how this may apply in your life and just enjoy. This one's called The Hawk and the Willow. There once was a hawk who hunted in silence. She soared high, alone, precise. She had vision, not just for prey, but for truth. She didn't chase. She waited for the right moment. One day, while resting in the limbs of an old willow tree, the tree spoke. "You fly well," it said. "Why don't you stay here? Why don't you rest longer? Settle into my branches." The hawk was tired. She had been flying for moons, and the willow's offer was tempting. So she stayed for a while, and the willow liked to talk. It told her how to fly, when to move, what winds were safe and which were unsafe. The hawk at first listened politely, but after a while she felt her wings stiffen up. The winds she used to know by instinct now felt foreign. The voice of the tree drowned out the one inside her chest. She looked down at her claws, once sharp, now dulled. She had grown too comfortable in someone else's stillness. And so, one morning before dawn, she stretched her wings, bowed in gratitude to the willow, and rose without sound into the sky. She did not curse the tree. She did not explain. She simply remembered who she was. I'd like to invite you to sit with that for a moment. Cross-examine with your intention and see if anything comes up. If it does come up, if you're feeling anything, there's a process to this. If you're feeling something, take it to the body. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? And on a scale of 1 to Bieber, how intense is that feeling? If you're sitting here, anything like me, you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of those moments like the hawk, where you sat down and you've taken maybe advice from somebody whose life you don't want to live. You never thought about it until that moment where you're sitting there and your wings stiffen up and you feel foreign in your own skin. So if that's you, get writing, okay? It's got a nice little groove for us to do 4-second in, 4-second hold, 4-second out, 4-second hold, box breathing. I'll cue you up. I'm just gonna get this drone set. Take a breath in and hold. Let it out and hold. In, hold, out. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. In. Hold. Out. Hold. In. 2 more rounds, guys. Hold. Out. Hold. This will be our last one. In. Hold. Out. Hold. That last breath in and hold at the top. Big sigh, let it all out. Full inhale through your nose, get your breathing right back. How we doing, everybody? If you're just joining us, we're just in time for our journal prompts. We've had our story time, we've got a drone going, we just saw some broken chimes or heard some broken chimes, setting the tone here for the theme of serving the song. To serve the song in the studio, what that means is to go for the higher good, to look at the bigger picture, to remove the ego from the decision-making process. It's more about wanting to make it right rather than being right. And I know firsthand how hard that was of a lesson in my younger, less wise days as a studio musician. Also as an athlete, it was one thing where you gotta sit on the bench while the top players go out and you go out for the PK, and you do things for the team, for the overall good. And when we talk about that, we've got to take a look at the overall good for yourself. Think of yourself as being the team. And when we think about that, and we put it up against maybe somebody like our best friend, half the shit that we say to ourselves, we would never even consider saying to our best friend or even an acquaintance, because it's so mean. Yet we find ourselves there, and we find ourselves bending at the knee and sacrificing our own value system for the sake of connection with somebody. If you guys are on my Instagram, you'll see a post that just went out. It's okay. You have permission from me right now to let go, or at least loosen up on some of those relationships that you love, those people that you love, in an effort to hold space and love yourself more, right? Sometimes it comes down that way. And it sucks. I'm not saying, I'm definitely not preaching from on high here. It's like, friggin' blows. It really does. And when you can choose to let go of those things, you can move forward. Otherwise, you're stuck in the past. And if that's where you want to be, then you might as well just get on out of here. That's it for me. Okay, let's get into some journal prompts. First, let's make an energy ball. Okay? Rub our hands together here. Just gonna make sure I got the right sound here for the next. Oh yeah, that's the one. I love that. Oh yeah, we need a little more resonance though. Oh yeah. Okay, so rub your hands together. Get some fire happening between those hands of yours. And then you're going to slowly take your hands as close together as you possibly can. Okay, because for this next one, you're going to need some help. Okay, we're going to need some energy. We're going to take our hands really, really close, like as close as we possibly can without touching. Okay, you might start to feel something. Then we're going to take the fingers, you're going to bend them. Okay, and we're just going to do the same thing. Okay, around in circles. Keep on doing that. I have to pretend I'm playing music or something here today. Otherwise, it's just a TED Talk. Who wants that, right? I trust you've been doing this, because I haven't. I got distracted by the notes there. They were beautiful. Okay, so from here, we're going to take our hands further and further apart, because you should feel some energy in between. I gotta get mine going again here. I lost it. And it's okay if you don't necessarily feel anything. You think I'm crazy? That's cool. This didn't happen right away for me. My very first coach, GP Sears, taught me this. And I thought he was crazy. Tell you what. Okay. But that power that you feel, that polarity, you need polarity in your life. Because how do you know what's good if you don't know what's bad? How do you know what to cut when you don't have anything to put together? Right? So you should feel some energy between those hands, that magnetic pull back and forth. Okay, and that's going to be really key. That's going to be your power. Okay, because for this next exercise, we need all the bravery, and you get that from our heart. Okay, so you're going to put that hands all over your heart, and you're going to repeat, I am brave. Let me be brave. I am brave. Let me be brave. Something along those lines, whatever feels powerful for you. Okay? And we're going to rub our hands again, get that heat back. We're going to bring it back up. Because for this one, we need the foresight, we need the vision, we need the clarity, and for that, we got to put over our third eye. Let me see. I can see. I am clear. I have vision. I am clarity. Okay, and one more time. The most powerful instrument that you have is your voice, and we're going to need to use all of it, scream at the top of our lungs. We even have a singing section here tonight, guys. So you guys get to sing, and for that, we got to put it up over mouth or our throat chakra, or I can sing. I am loud. I am a voice to be reckoned with. Whatever you're feeling, call it in, okay? Because for our next one, we're going to write down, told you, promised you, those prompts, okay? Prompt number 1, take out your magic wand, your journal. And I want you to write this down. What am I still holding on to that's keeping me grounded in someone else's energy? That's what that sounds like. We want to be up here. Dancing in the ethereal. We can do it. We just, oftentimes, we don't even believe we can. Because it's so much easier for us to get grounded way down here. Everybody tries to steal that brightness. And sometimes they do. Sometimes you get going on that brightness, and they still take that. But you can always bounce back. And part of that is transmuting it through your words. See, our thoughts that we think, everything up here. We can express that through the words that we speak, the words that we choose to use to both our colleagues, our friends, all of our allies and enemies. Anybody that's outside of us, we can speak those words, and those are our thoughts. That's how we articulate them. Also, the words that we tell ourselves, which, in my experience, I mean, people are still working for, I don't know, somebody else's dream. They feel the need. That's why we're here today. To talk smack to themselves. So when we do that, we build these things, a whole bunch of pancakes, I call them, that build up. And that's known as your belief system. Big stack of pancakes. And that belief system carries out your actions, or in many cases, our inactions. So if you want to examine it, you want the science behind it, everything that you are thinking, you speak, builds a belief system, carries out your outcome. So if you're unhappy about where you are, first look at the belief system that you're subscribed to. That's right. Just like Amazon Prime, just uncheck the box, unsubscribe, and you will be in a different place, I guarantee you. And you can stay up there, dancing among the clouds. Okay, journal prompt number 2. Where have I let someone else's voice drown out my own? Third prompt, certainly my favorite. What's the high road look like for you here today? Is it silence? Because that can be awkward, right? Like, how awkward is silence? It's tough sometimes to just sit. Maybe it's a boundary. Maybe you get to establish new boundaries with different people, coworkers, lovers, friends, family, strangers, working relationships, to establish your own protection, protect that heart of yours. Maybe it's a goodbye. As much as we don't like those goodbyes, oftentimes they're the right thing to do. Maybe it's more of a see you later. So you take the next 5 minutes to sit with that and come back to where you are at, coming out of that storm. And then we'll close down with another mantra to help you use that voice to speak up. So take 5 to settle in and reflect upon where you've let someone else's voice in. That's an uncomfortable sound. I don't like that. Boo. I hope you guys aren't hearing that. That's annoying. Talk about annoying. Woo. I really hope that's just me. And it's probably not.